back to Reactor, fresh out of the trash compactor. You'll know me by now. It's your favorite England-born, somewhat Australian-sounding Reactor. He's a big boss like Rick Ross. He goes harder than Slipknot. He's in permanent beast mode without even applying the cheat code, baby. He's so crazy. I'm back, man. I just hit 500 subscribers. Thank you so much. And when I woke up this morning, I'm kind of already nearly at the 600 mark. So you'll have really been helping me get there, man. So once we hit that 1,000 subscribers, you know I'm doing some album reviews. And the more I see you all engaging with content, the more and more I'm going to feed back. You know what I'm saying? I try and be one of those that if you're going to spend a lot of time watching the videos I put out, then I better really stay on top of everything. So because I was away briefly for just like a week ago or whatever, that's why I've really come back and started putting out a lot of videos because I've been catching up on your requests. The other thing I want to say to y'all is that I really need y'all, even if y'all could do me a favor, right? Some of y'all will check in with the videos that you really want to see. Like you might be a One Direction fan, therefore you'll check out the One Direction videos and anybody that's in the band, but maybe not so much check out everything else. The only thing I ask is that you give everything a chance. That's all. Watch it for a minute or two. If it ends up not being for you, well, you can't force somebody to watch a video. That's fair enough. And the more you'll engage with me in the comments, give me some feedback, the more I feel like I can get something out of it and really start to get back to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I'm not your everyday reactor. Hit that subscribe button. You know I'm going to actually react, and I'm going to give you some of me throughout the video as well. So my Mac pack, they got me to the 500 subscribers. I got to give back one of my Mac pack. We've got Amala Frequence. She asked me if I'd heard of Yungblud before, and she had suggested that one of his songs, Hope for the Underrated Youth, would be a good song. Apparently he's from the north in England, where I'm from. Not from the exact same city, I don't think, but he's from the north, so I thought I'd check it out. Apparently he mixes a little bit of rock with rap. That's what she said in the comment there. So I'm going to check it out and see what I think, man. So we got Yungblud, Hope for the Underrated Youth, and I hope you'll enjoy the reaction, man, because I'm going to try and make it as enjoyable as possible. Yungblud, let's see what you got, Yungblud. Man, this looks grimy, huh? Wow, man, well, his vocals for a start. I always try and get my first impressions right. Kind of reminds me of like the lead singer Aerosmith. I feel so bad. Is it Steven Tyler? I feel so bad. I forgot his name. It almost like gives me that vibe a little bit, but it's like an edgier version of that. You know what I'm saying? Yungblud, you're interesting.
And just take my heart out, that make it better. I won't be sorry, better late than never.
So he said, just take my heart out, better late than never. So he sounds like he might be from like the Manchester region, because in Liverpool we say better. We pronounce the T's, you know what I'm saying? But I can tell he is definitely from the north. He's within that region somewhere. He could even be from like, I was even thinking in my head like Blackpool or somewhere like that. But you know, it's definitely within the northern region. I can hear it.
Just take my heart out, that make it better. Hiding all my feelings, but I know that I'm not dreaming, 'cause there's hope for the underrated youth. And I'm so far from telling you the truth, 'cause you keep on pulling me down, pulling me down, pulling me down. Yeah, there's hope for the underrated youth.
Yeah, this man has a voice, huh? Like, you can tell. Like, I don't know if any of y'all are watching, like, Yungblud for the first time as well. I'm hoping there's not just Yungblud fans that are going to come here. I hope I get to give some of y'all a taste of this too, man, because the way I'm experiencing it is I'm like, this man has a voice, bro. Like, he's really here to say something. That's kind of crazy to me. Hope for the underrated youth. I mean, that's something we really need in the world right now, right? And coming from the north, I'll just let you all know that, I mean, there are pretty pastures out there, but it can be a little bit of a grimy place, man. From where I live in Liverpool, there's a nice side to Liverpool. There's a not so nice side to Liverpool. Unfortunately, when I was a kid, I grew up in the not so nice side of Liverpool, but I went to school in a slightly nicer side of Liverpool. So I was like torn between two worlds, you know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, when you're adult, things like guns and all that stuff, they can come into your world depending on where you're placed in Liverpool. You know, like I said, there's a nice side, there's a not so nice side. There's all the in-betweens too, but I mean, that's really the view I grew up with, you know? I heard him say, what are you doing? You know, that makes me, I'm hearing a bit of Manchester, but I could be wrong.
Every day is an episode, I can mix with self-control. My head won't let me go, like if I died you'd never know. I made friends with the dark past that aside my mind. I tied them up to the comas back in juvenile rhymes. My eyes are about to blow, but that's all part of this freak show. My personality got fucked up by the Adderall. Got called an alien for being myself. I ain't got the patience to be someone else.
I got called an alien for trying to be myself, and I haven't got the patience to be anybody else. So because he's not being like everybody else, he doesn't meet everybody else's definition of normal. I go through that sometimes. You probably don't know. You hear me announce myself as Mac the Reactor all the time, but I rap as Mac the Unusual, because I'm usually very unusual. You see what I'm saying? I'm not your average person, but I'm not weird to me. It's a lot of other people always told me I was weird, you know, because I got a funny way of seeing things sometimes, is what people tell me. Again, I gotta say, I don't see it that way. And like people have been saying to Yungblud, like, you're like an alien to us because we can't understand you. You're just so different. But it's like people used to judge Michael Jackson for the same thing because he had a very different upbringing. He lived in a different world. He saw things very differently. But like if you ask Michael Jackson anything about himself, that was normal everyday life. So you can't really be quick to call somebody else weird because your environment reflects a lot. And at the end of the day, your weird is always going to be somebody else's normal. So somebody can say that I'm weird, but I'm normal in my world. And I have friends around me that are a little closer to how I am. So they might be weirdos to you, but they're my normal. You know what I'm saying? So we need to keep things like that in mind. That's what I'm saying. I won't go deep on it. I'm just saying.
Just take my heart, that'll make it better. I won't be sorry, better late than never. Just take my heart, that'll make it better. Hiding all my feelings, but I know that I'm not dreaming. 'Cause this hope for the underrated youth. And I'm so far from telling you the truth. 'Cause you keep on pulling me down, pulling me down, pulling me down.
Man, that's incredible, man. I didn't comment on this earlier, and I know I do frequently pause a lot, but I'm here to react, right? So I didn't comment on this earlier, but the contrast between actually being in that rock bag and then moving into like rapping and rhyming a little bit. And he wasn't a bad rhymer either. I mean, don't get me wrong, he wasn't like a syllable lyrical rapper, but he was good too. He wasn't garbage. But the fact is, it was unique too. It wasn't like that standard kind of rhyming I've heard from a lot of UK rappers. It was a little bit, it was like rock rhyming a little bit. He was like sing rhyming. But then the other thing is that when he goes through the bridge, he then builds up to this big like hope for the underrated youth chorus, and he just takes it up so much. And it's like, man, he just got something, man. I'm going to leave it at that because otherwise I'm going to struggle to find the words I want to kind of describe him with right now because I'm still processing it. But he's just got something. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, this hope for the underrated youth. Right back, would you cry? Or would you come and bury me alive? Right back, would you cry? Or would you come and bury me alive? If I died, would you cry? Or would you come and bury me alive?
That beat transition is great.
Would you cry? Would you come and bury me alive? Would you come and bury me alive? There's hope for the underrated youth. I'm so far from telling you the truth. Yeah, there's hope for the underrated youth. And I'm so far from telling you the truth.
You know why I really reacted to that? I know it's just a music video. I know this boy right here is not really getting shot, but the way Yungblud just kind of like went back into screaming the chorus, it's like I'm starting to get into where Yungblud's mind is at now. I'm like, whoa, like, it is crazy. It does feel like there's no hope for any of the youth there right now. It's just, they're stuck in that world. And a lot of you probably don't know, in the north of England, there's still riots and stuff go on all the time. Like, in Liverpool, we had it in Toxteth really recently, man. When I say recently, within the last few years, you know? And that's not really far from where I'm from at all. I had a couple of friends that live over there, you know? So there are places in the UK where it's not pretty, man. It's very gritty. The other thing I want to say is that I love the grunge sound that's in this. It's kind of like a grunge rock sound, because that's UK homegrown as well. The same way house music is UK homegrown, the same way that grime is UK homegrown, so is grunge. And these things have been out for a very, very long time, and believe me, the UK does have a big influence on the American music industry. It's not just always the other way around, you know?
You keep on pulling me down, pulling me down, pulling me down. Yeah, there's hope for the other race at the end.
His voice, man. Even that distortion and that scream at the end. Here's the thing, man. Not only did I just get a great impression of that artist to really take a lot from that song, like emotionally, that song hit. I connected with that song musically too, sonically, everything. There wasn't really much about that song I didn't connect with. In fact, there wasn't anything I didn't connect with at all. The other thing is that the music video was so well done. That was like a little movie that I just watched for 4 minutes and 20 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, Yungblud is great, man. I'm here for a little bit more Yungblud, man. So you'll feel free to send me on a Yungblud journey, man. I'm ready for more of it. And I love it when you'll recommend the songs with a little bit of a reason for why you recommended it too, because it's much more fun than me just going into a YouTube wormhole. You know what I'm saying? I know I could go and check out Yungblud for myself, but it's more fun when you give me a reason to and you articulate why. Like you say, well, actually, if you really like this song, you're probably going to connect with this one. Here's why I liked it. I want to hear why you liked it, because whether I like it or not, it's not that important. I'll just tell you how I feel. But tell me why you liked it, and then I'll see what I can get out of it, which might be something completely different, you know? MacPack, y'all are always treating me good, man. Y'all have got me on many, many good journeys, you know, whether it be Harry Styles, One Direction, any of the members under that umbrella that I otherwise admit I would not have been open to. Billie Eilish was not that I wasn't open to it, I just hadn't taken the time yet. Now I'm into it, you know what I'm saying? God, the Pentatonics I hadn't even heard of, and y'all got me onto that. So I'm just having a good time, man. Y'all know I love many, many forms of music, man. But there's something about Yungblud that was different. And I agree. I agree with my subscriber. It was definitely a blend of like rock. There was some rhyming in there. But at the same time, it wasn't traditional rock or rap either. You know, it wasn't traditional anything. It was beautiful, man. It was a beautiful piece of music. I'm Mac the Reactor. I gotta get back in my trash compactor, so I'm beaming up to the planet of macadamia, and it's been nice to be seeing you. See you in the next reaction.